All right, you've won your race. Now what? You're running in a district that's extremely conservative. It's a plus 50 Republican district. And now you're asking yourself, well, what do I do now? I've already won. I can just go on vacation and spend my time lounging around in your victory. And sure, if you want to be a sucky politician, then sure, go ahead and do it that way. But this is not the time to ease up off the gas. Now's the time to press harder. And in this video, we're going to talk about all the reasons why your campaign is just starting. There's a tendency for candidates to think after the primary that they can ease off the gas a little bit, relax, maybe go on vacation. And sure, that's fine if you don't want to be the best. I've got a state representative in a district. I think it's just the district next door. He's just there for a chair. He's getting a salary, I think it's $70,000 a year to be a state legislator in Ohio. He just does whatever the speaker, whatever the party tells him what to do. He even goes to functions and pretends to care about people. Sort of. He doesn't even put that much effort into that anymore because he's basically just filling a seat for other people. That's not the kind of person that's going to watch a channel like this. For a candidate like that, for a guy who just wants the seat, winning a primary for someone like that, that's the finish line. That's campaign over. I did the horrible campaign stuff I needed to do. They really have nothing to offer the community. No leadership to show, no drive or ambition or vision. And that's where you separate yourself from the other douchebags who get into office and do nothing with it. At this point in your journey, now's the time for you to forge deeper, more meaningful relationships. This is the time where you want to sit down and listen and learn from your constituents to talk about their needs, what's been missing, and what gaps you can fill in your support role as a political figure in your community. This is the time to show energy and vigor and permanence. You want to go back and listen to those constituents who you wish you had a little bit more time to talk to. Have a more serious and deeper conversation with them and try to offer empowerment and support to those members who are actively trying to do something in the community. We've got plenty of representatives who only show up at election time, they wave their hands, they go through the cute little parades with their cute little cars, and then you never see them again. You don't want to be that. You want to be the best. You want to be a support for your community. And this is the time for you to do that. This re-engagement with the community during the general election is an opportunity for you to strengthen those connections at such a point and to integrate yourself within the community to a degree that it makes it difficult to get you elected out of office because you have deep community relationships, but it also allows you to be the opposite of the kind of politician you wanted to be when you got into this. Sure, there's some people like the state rep in the district next to mine who just want the chair and the salary and to go to fancy parties. This is the chance for you to actually be a leader. And so I'm thrilled that you're actually watching this because we have so few of those. Really, you'd be surprised at how few of those we really have. But if you're watching this, then you want to do better. And so as you deepen your community relationships, people will be able to distinguish between you, who's present and there, and douchebag who is only there to collect a check. For you, the end of the primary is simply the starting point for a much longer journey. You're going to go back to those communities who need more attention. The ones where the votes aren't so big, the donations aren't so high, where the streets aren't quite so paved, and you have conversations with these voters and you try to figure out what's missing, what's the distance between where we are and where we need to be from their perspective. If you've got polling data from me or your other consultant, just throw it away. You won't need it again for several months. Just chill out and build those relationships. Sit down with local officials who are always ignored. State legislative candidates are especially, this is especially a problem for them. They have a tendency not to stay in contact with some of those local officials. And this is the time to go back and go to those local meetings and engage in that community. That's very, very important. But now it's also an opportunity to do the hobnobbing you need to do around the state if you're running for state house, state senate, Congress, or whatnot. You'll be invited to things. It doesn't take a lot of work. You'll get invitations. They'll call you up. You don't have to do any work. It actually takes more work to stay in touch with your community than it does to stay in touch with the governor. Continuing to be visible in the community is also gives you time to learn the issues. Not only is this a chance to get to know the community better, but you can become a public policy expert over the summertime leading up to your general election. If you don't already know the issues, now's the time to reach out to some of those think tanks and special interest groups, look at their publications, see what they're talking about, have a good understanding of the issues they're going to be lobbying you on. Is the energy sector, especially with renewables and windmills and the price of gas. There's always new stuff going on. You got to know what's going on the international economy and how it affects the exports from your state. There's just so much for you to learn. This is the time to do that. You need to have somebody walk you through all of this who's kind of neutral. By the way, don't trust a lobbyist to do this for you. Okay, you're going in the wrong direction if you do that. So fortify your campaign, fortify your mind, and build those relationships, because the campaign isn't over until you're dead, and you need to accept that, or just be douchebag guy who has the nice title and is probably home at 5 o'clock every night and can't run for anything else unless they just need to stick somebody somewhere who will do what they're told. So those are your options. Be a tiger, or what's a weak animal?